Hello again, YouTube. This is the Truth Man giving you the truth. The channel is the No Matrix, No Simping, On Subjects channel. Now, I got to keep breaking down this whole thing about being better, being superior, being inferior, all this stuff. On this one, I want to talk about a term that I coined, which is in no way at all a negative spite or shot at Aaron Rodgers. But I coined this the Aaron Rodgers effect, y'all. Now, of course, before this was coined the Aaron Rodgers effect, a lot of people basically would fall in this category. I saw it happen to the preachers in the early 2000s. I've seen this happen multiple times. But now I'm getting ready to break down what happens. So when you see it with your favorite YouTubers, you'll understand. Because see, here's the thing. You know, YouTube may like you for a season. Who knows how long that season will be. But then next season, they might like somebody else. But during the season where people are liked by YouTube, some of them get a little cocky, just a little bit, just a little cocky, a little arrogant. And they believe that it's talent. Now, of course, YouTube does demonetize people, but that don't seem to curb that level of arrogance. Again, there's a difference between arrogance and self-confidence. There's a difference. Arrogance, you compare other people. Self-confidence is all within yourself. You ain't thinking about other people. So, the Aaron Rodgers effect, here's what happens. When you have some success, the negative part of success and being successful is some people sometimes forget who helped them get there, and they forget how they got there. Now again, Aaron Rodgers done fell out with his parents. How do you get to that level of success and fall out with your parents? I wouldn't care if they was asking them for money every day. Like, if they not doing anything negative towards you, how are you falling out with your parents? But that's besides the point. We're going to stick to this other stuff. The Aaron Rodgers effect. What happens when everything becomes about you? This is what's happening with a lot of YouTube. When everything becomes about you. Now you can't get along with nobody that ain't kissing up to you. Ain't kissing your behind. Now you can't get along with people who don't agree with you. You don't know how to be disagreeable. It's the Aaron Rodgers effect, y'all. I'm going to break this down from a Packer fan standpoint because I've been watching this his whole career. I'm older than Aaron Rodgers. And I was watching football before Aaron Rodgers even got in the league. But I can break down what I've coined the Aaron Rodgers effect. So let's get into some of the things that fall under this. First point. The first thing is not appreciating your fans. You can say you appreciate them, but what you do when the cameras is off, say something else. Sometimes what you do when they on will kind of be a reflection of what you do and how you feel when they are. Now, there's rumors, allegedly. Aaron Rodgers was calling his fans bums and losers and this, that, and the other. This is a rumor. But let's say that rumor is true. That's part of why this is the Aaron Rodgers effect. Because your fans were cheering for you in the good and the bad. Your fans bought your merchandise. Your fans made you who you are. And some people forget that. Like a lot of these bigger YouTubers, they forget that. They throw it all out the window with every disagreement. The next thing, not maximizing your talent/abilities. See, when it becomes about you, and when you don't appreciate your fans, you are not like Patrick Mahomes is, and Joe Montana was, and Tom Brady is. Tom Brady appreciates his fans. Tom Brady, probably more people think he heartbreaking over Giselle. That's just him not knowing how to lose and be rejected. Tom Brady is more heartbroken over not playing for those fans. I'm telling you. So not maximizing your talent/abilities because you don't care about your fans. And when you don't care about your fans, now you becoming discordant. And when you become discordant, it's going to affect your talents and abilities. That's why some of these people content is just getting weak. It's getting weak. I ain't gonna say who, but it's a YouTube villain. That his content is getting better. You know why? Because he's connected to his fans. And they be having his back too. They'll gang up on somebody and assault them to the ground. His content is getting better. Some of these people content is falling off, man. So when everything becomes about you, you don't maximize your talent and abilities. Next, you underachieve. Now, it's like you should be here, but you're here because everything is about you. You don't realize that most things are a team effort. And even if you're the captain of the team, you still need the team to be effective. That's why a lot of marriages fail, because it's not a team effort. And if you a role player, you don't try to be the superstar. If you the superstar, you don't try to be a role player. When you deflect the blame, which he does, it's like you trying to be a role player. You the superstar. You supposed to win some of them games on your own. It's the Aaron Rodgers effect when everything becomes about you. In comparison to a lot of what I'm saying on YouTube. Next, never thinking you're wrong, always blame others. I've sat there and listened to lives, and I know the person was wrong. I know it's from factual research information, it was stuff where people was wrong. But they were arguing and trying to act as if they were right. Never thinking you're wrong. Always blaming others because it's become about you. This why these YouTubers, they can't shout nobody out. They'll have 3,000 people. They'll do what they do. They'll have like 3,000 people, 4,000 people and they live. And somebody who might have like 500 subs, 600 subs, 800 subs, supporting what they doing. And they can't even say, I need y'all to go over there and get him monetized. I need y'all to go over there and get her monetized. Because it's about them. And anytime you have a team that's about one person, even Michael Jordan couldn't win. Man, I'm burping. I'm drinking the energy. Excuse me, y'all. I hope y'all ain't hear that. Even Michael Jordan couldn't win when he wasn't being a team player. When he became that team player, people start shooting better. They start playing better defense. They became a dynasty. When he understood that Scottie Pippen is a superstar too. So he started passing to him more. He started passing to Craig Hodges because he knew that Craig Hodges could shoot. He started kicking it in the paint to Horace Grant because he knew Horace Grant was good in the paint, instead of just playing one-on-one. How's that working for some of the other guys? I'm gonna stay on code. I'm not gonna single nobody out in the NBA. How is that working for them? They could be they could have for the physical abilities of a Jordan and not be or have the success of Jordan. Michael Jordan, you never heard Michael Jordan bashing his fans. You never even heard him getting involved in political stuff. Same thing with LeBron. LeBron may get involved with political stuff, but LeBron cares about his fans. See? He cares about his fans. But next, you panic in crunch time. It's the Aaron Rodgers effect. Everything is about you. You don't trust nobody. So let me get this straight. Nobody has gained your trust by now. This is what they do, and there's one in particular. He'll name guys with high sub counts. And you be looking like, man, do you even know him? And then you'll be looking like, I see the same people riding for this dude for the last 5 years. And he won't even mention them, but he'll mention this dude who's another dude that talk a good game but don't know how to treat people. Y'all notice I'm not naming names. They come after me, then I'll start naming them. Other than that, I'm going to stay on code. I ain't going to do them like that. I'm just going to correct and hope that they see it and understand and grab. You panic in crunch time. That's why some of these people can't break down the red pill talking points, even though they got all these subs. You letting a dude with blue hair out-talk you. He'll never do me like that because we'll get it clear. I'm not going to cut you off when you talk. You're not going to cut me off when I talk. And that'll just destroy him right then and there. See, some people don't even know how to debate because it's all about them. They never developed that craft. They losing the guys that's liberal. You should never lose an argument to a liberal. Never. Never. Because the main thing you do is make sure they don't cut you off. Tell them, no insults, no cutting me off. And that's going to take away half of their game plan. But they can't even beat this dude. You know why? Because they panic in crunch time. That's why nothing against Andrew Tate. He has a lot of good points, but he couldn't beat dude. He couldn't beat the same guy I'm talking about. That was not good. And I think some of it's because these guys haven't never been married. See, when you've been married and you experience the good and the bad, you could break it down a little more. Why don't this guy go debate Coach Greg Adams or one of the guys that's been married before? He ain't gonna do it. He keep debating people that ain't never been married. So it's like they talking points are like surface. Like on the surface. When I could prove my points without even throwing her under the bus. Easy work. So you panic in crunch time. Next, you let more people down than you pick up. You hear these guys, like Aaron Rodgers, throwing his receivers under the bus. But you the same person that I saw you throw into double coverage with Aquinius, whatever his name, St. Brown, coasting up the field wide open. How many mistakes you got to make? And then he tried to say that he's the greatest Packer that ever put the G on his helmet. No, you're not. No, you're not. I want to see how many fans would even agree with that. I would say you one of them. You probably like in the top 50. But to me, the greatest to ever put on a Packer uniform was Reggie White. And that ain't got nothing to do with his color. It's just how he transformed that team when he came. And what he was doing before he even came to the Packers. Then I would say you got people like, to me, Brett Favre is a little under Aaron Rodgers, but they both still great. They both Hall of Fame quarterback, but he ain't the best. Don't you know I lived from the Lynn Dickey era, from like the late 70s. I started watching football when I was 5. So I seen a lot of Packers, man. And I would have to say it's Reggie White. But you let more people down than you pick up. Receivers, I played defensive back. I ain't never seen a receiver catch every pass that was ever thrown to him. Nor have I seen a receiver that just ran the right route 100% of the time in his career. So if that's the case, then you already know that can't no quarterback always be on point. And against Detroit, he definitely wasn't on point. Really, I really wish Jordan Love would have played that game. Nothing against Rodgers, but his state of mind and things, I think Jordan Love would have won that game, man. Like how he did the Eagles, who are much better of a defense than the Lions. I think we would have beat the Detroit Lions. Because sometimes, this is how it works. I played on defense, this is how it works. Sometimes when your offense do their job, it make you more motivated to do yours. But a lot of time, the offense be turning the ball over and stuff. You be like, man, that can't get nothing right. And now you back on the field with a bad attitude. And they running the ball down your throat or throwing it over the top. So they let more people down than they pick up. Next, you place yourself on the verge of being irrelevant. Why? Because of all this other stuff we mentioned. Why? Because everything has become about you. See, football is a team sport. Almost YouTube is a team sport. Ain't nobody gonna be successful on YouTube without viewers, without subscribers, without people hitting the like button because they like you or they like what you're saying. Without the YouTube video reviewers liking you. You make yourself on the verge of being irrelevant because everything has become about you. I can't even say and shouldn't even say everything that come to my mind. Because from a business and a professional standpoint, that's just not the way to go. And it's kind of inconsiderate. You don't know what levels people at. You don't know what they're dealing with in their life. So the last thing I got is other talent with better attitudes and more submissive / servant, more of a servant, more willing to learn, replaces you. Even though you're a superstar, even though you got something very good to offer, you get replaced because you made it about you. And you don't know how people respond or are gonna respond when you make things about you. So that's the Aaron Rodgers effect. And everything becomes about you. where you should be, you're not going to get there. And that's a lot of these YouTubers. That's why I'm comparing it. That's why I'm putting it in here, connecting the dots. Because that's a lot of YouTubers right now. They used to be way more humble. Now they done got them little subs. They starting to rub elbows with other big YouTubers. Might be even doing rituals for them peoples. And now they talking all that yin yang, talking slick. Talking like they better than people and stuff. You're not better than no person. You might be better at this or at that or have more of this or more of that. But as a person, you're not better. You're just not. I wish we could hear the voice of God. I can hear it within myself. But where we could hear it, where everybody could hear it and we can ask him this question. And I know 100% that he'll agree with me. But the devil don't, all of this I'll give you if you bow down and worship me. That's that devil stuff. I'll give you this if you bow down and worship me. Anyway, we got one more video to make before I get started with my work. And I'm going to make a short on the next thing I'm going to talk about, so stay tuned. This is the truth, man. The channel is the No Matrix, No Simping All Subjects channel.